Okay, in the notebook, 1.2. Half, 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 half. Okay. And this front page had these examples, back page is your assignment. You're not going to have to use the book. Okay. This is your assignment. These are the problems you'll do. Okay, evaluate means you got to find the answer to these problems from here to here. It says 6 to the power of 3. That's how you read that when you get that little thing. It's called an exponent. It's very easy to evaluate exponents. You just put the base 6 down 3 times 3, because 3 is the exponent, and then you just multiply those. You can do that on a calculator or whatever. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. Use a calculator. Don't waste time trying to do all that. 10 to the power of 5. Okay, so the base is 10, and there's going to be 5 of them. And you're going to multiply. You always multiply those. Okay. Now you can punch it on a calculator. When the base is 10, there's a quick way to do it. You can put a 1 down and then 5 zeros. 100,000. It's a quick way to do it when you have a base of 10. But you can put it on the calculator too. Okay, now I have a base that's a fraction. 3/4 in parentheses to the third power. Now fractions are easy to do with exponents. Take the top, and you're going to put 3 of those. Take the bottom, and you're going to put 3 of those. Okay? 3 times 3 times 3, that's 27. That's my top, because 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 4 times 4 is 16. Times 4 is 64. Use your calculator. I know them because I've been doing it for a long time. You need to use a calculator to do it. Okay? And then 5 to the power of 4. So base is 5, and we're going to have 4 of those. And we multiply them together. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 is 625. Use a calculator. Okay, now we get into some order of operations. The next problem, we have 40 minus 3 times 2 to the power of 3. Now, here's what I want you to write when you have all these operations. Put a P, E in this order, and then MD next to each other, AS next to each other. P stands for parentheses. Do I have any parentheses? Nope. E stands for exponents. Yep, I have an exponent right there. So it's going to be 2, 2, 2, and I multiply. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So we now have 40 minus 3 times, and then that turns into 8. So that's done. Do you have multiplication or division? Yeah, you have multiplication right there with the 3 times 8. That's 24. So 40 minus 24. That's done. And then just take 40 minus 24. That's your answer. That's 16. Okay, next problem. We have parentheses, 4 to the power of 3 minus 6 to the power of 2 divided by 14. Same song and dance. P-E-M-D-A-S. Okay, parentheses. I think we have parentheses. We have this right here. So we have to figure out what comes out of that parentheses. Well, we have to do our exponents first. So 4, 4, 4, because it's to the third. And then 6 and 6. So 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. And then 6 times 6 is 36. And 64 minus 36 then gives me 28. So the parentheses is 28 and then divided by 14. So parentheses has been figured out and the exponents are now gone. And then so we just basically take 28 divided by 14, it's 2. Yeah, when you have only one operation left in the problem, you can ditch your list and just figure it out. Okay, next one we have 80 plus 4 to the third minus 2, parentheses 6 minus 3 to the third. P-E-M-D-A-S. Parentheses, yeah, right here. 6 minus 3 is 3. So we have 80 plus 4 to the third power minus 2. Now make sure you put a multiplication dot because you're not going to put that as 23. It's 2 times 3 to the third power. Okay? So put a times dot if there's no sign. That's what you put there. You need a sign between the two numbers. You can't just make them into one number. You put a times dot. Okay, exponents. I got 2 of them. I got here, 4 to the third and 3 to the third. Okay? So that would be 4 times 4 times 4. 3 times 3 times 3. Use a calculator if you have to. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. So we have 80 plus 64 minus 2 times 27. And the exponents are gone. Okay, multiplication or division. Well, we got multiplication here. 2 times 27, that's 54. So you have 80 plus 64 minus 54. And then adding and subtracting. We have adding and subtracting, and you can just do it all in one step because it's the same step. Okay, AS. 80 plus 64 minus 54 is 90. And we have our answer. When I'm down to the last step, I can just do it on the calculator. Okay, next one, we have 10 to the third divided by, 10 to the third divided by 5 to the second, underline means division, 2. So PEMDAS. Now, when you look at this problem, you're like, well, there's no parentheses. Actually, there is. Okay, there is. When you have a line like this, if you have more than one number on top, you need to put the whole top in parentheses. Okay, you do. Now, I'm not going to put the bottom in parentheses because there's only one number at 2. But up here, we have multiple numbers with operations. So you need to put your own parentheses there. Okay, so figure out that parentheses. We do the exponents first. 10 times 10 times 10, and then 5 to the second. Okay, 10 times 10 times 10, you got 1 with 3 zeros, and then 25. So we have 1,025. Okay. Now, still in the parentheses, now we have to divide 1,000 by 25. So 1,000 divided by 25 is 40. Okay, so that parentheses now, the whole parentheses is now 40 divided by 2. There are no exponents. Again, it's just one operation. 40 divided by 2 is 20. There we go. Okay, next page. Split, half, half, half. Again, I need to see you doing this so I can follow your work when I correct your assignment. Okay, so do it in the examples and the assignment will be no problem. Okay, next problem, we have 5 and then a minus b to the second. A equals 6, b equals 4. Now they give us variables, but we need to insert those numbers in place of the variable. So we have 5, and then a minus b, it's 6 minus 4 to the second power. So now that the letters have been replaced, we do what we have been doing on the previous problems. Parentheses, yep, 6 minus 4 is 2. Remember, put it as 5.2, so it doesn't look like 52, and then we still got the power of 2 right there. Exponents, yep. 2 to the second, that'd be 2 times 2, that's 4. So 5 times 4, and 5 times 4 is 20. Again, when you get it down to just one operation, just figure it out. Okay, next one, we got 2x to the third minus y. X equals 4, y equals 20. So we have our 2. Now x is replaced with 4, but it's 2 times 4. It's not 24. And then y is replaced with minus, and then y is replaced with 20. So then we go P, E, MDAS. Parentheses, we don't have any. Exponents, yep, 4 to the third. So that's 4, 4, 4. Remember, don't take 4 times 3. You take right up. You take 4, 4, 4, and multiply it. 64. So we got 2 times, this becomes 64 minus 20. Multiplication, 2 times 64 is 128 minus 20. And I'm down to just one single operation. The subtraction, 128 minus 20 is 108. Okay. Okay, next problem. 3m to the second power plus parentheses 5n to the third. Then m equals 5, n equals 10. Okay, so I got 3. M is replaced with 5. It's 3 times 5 to the second plus parentheses 5. N is replaced with 10. 5 times 10 to the third. Then I do my PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, PEMDAS, whatever you want to call it. So parentheses, yep, right here. 5 times 10 is 50. So I've got 3 times 5 to the second plus 50 to the third. Exponents right there and right there. 5 times 5 and then 50 times 50 times 50. 5 times 5 is 25, so you replace that with 25. So 3 times 25 plus 50 times 50 times 50. Probably going to want the calculator for that. 125,000. Exponents are gone. Now multiplying and dividing. Yep, we got to multiply here. 3 times 25 is 75 plus 125,000. And then you add them, you get 125,075. Add it on the calculator if you have to. Okay, next one. 5x plus 15 divided by y. X equals 4. Y equals 5. Okay. So we got 5. X is replaced with, times 4 plus 15. Make the line. And then y is replaced with 5. PEMDAS. Parentheses, yeah, remember what I said about the line. If you have more than one number on top, that goes in parentheses. The bottom doesn't, but the top does. So we have to figure this out. Now we have multiplication and we have addition. Well, multiplication comes first. So 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 5 is 35. So the parentheses turns into 35 divided by 5. That equals 7. Okay, and that's the end of that. Okay, next example, we have a part A and a part B. Write an expression for the amount of money you amount of change you will get when you pay for a purchase P with a $50 bill. Now let's put a number in for P. Let's put $20. So if something costs $20 and I give them a $50 bill, okay, we obviously figure out the change by taking 50 minus 20. Only it wasn't 20, it was P. So instead of having a 20 there, we're going to put P. So 50 minus P. And that's all you do for part A. Okay, so you just replace that with a number, okay, and then think about it. If I pay the $50 bill, something that costs $20, I'm going to get $30 back, but it wasn't 20, it was P, so 50 minus P. Make a table of values. Okay, table means you're going to make that. You will get for purchases at $22.89, $12.54, $36.37, $21.99. Put those 4 numbers in the left-hand column, okay? $36.37 and $21.99. And these are your P's, whatever variable that is. Now to find what the cost is, you just take 50 minus the number over here. So 50 minus 2289, 50 minus 1254, 50 minus 3637, and 50 minus 2199. Okay, and then you just figure out what they equal. Okay. So 50 minus 22.89, 2711. 50 minus 1254, 3746. 50 minus 3637, 1363. And then 50 minus 21.99 is $28.01. And that is how you make your table. Okay, next problem. A vehicle's distance traveled is defined as the product of its rate. Remember, there's product. Product means multiplication. We know that. Product of its rate R. So let's make up a number for R. Let's pick. Rate is miles per hour. Well, if you've been taking driver's ed, you know usually you can drive about 60 miles per hour. We'll make up that 60. And the time traveled T. A vehicle travels for 5 hours. Write an expression that gives a distance traveled. So product means you're going to be taking 60 times 5. Only it wasn't 60, it was R. So replace 60 with R. So R times 5, that needs to be written as 5R. Okay, put the 5, remember, eliminate your dot, but don't put R5, put 5R. Again, I knew I was multiplying, partly because they said product. And also, if you think about it, if you go 60 miles per hour, that means every hour you go 60 miles. Well, if you go for 5 hours, that's 60 times 5. But 60 doesn't exist, I just made it up. So it's R times 5, 5R. So part A, 5R. That means 5 times R. Okay, make a table for part B of values of distances you will travel at rates 55, 65, 70, and 80. Okay, so R is the variable. And you just multiply. You take 5 times 55. 5 times 65 times 70, 5 times 80. Okay, 5 times 55 is 165. 5 times 65 is going to be 325. 5 times 70, 350. And then 5 times 80 is 400. It's done. Okay. Write an expression part, again, the next one, last one has a part A and a B. Write an expression that gives a total value of n quarters. Let's say I've got 5 quarters. Now each quarter is 25 cents. You kind of got to know that. So to find how much you have 5 quarters, each one is 25 cents. You take 25 cents times 5. Only the 5 doesn't exist, it's n. So it's 0.25 times n. Get rid of the dot and it's 0.25 n. That's it for part A. Part B, make a table of values that give the amount of money for 8, 16, 24, and 28 quarters. So get your table, put the n over to the side, and I'm going to put these numbers in for n. 8, 16, 24, 28. Okay, so I take 0.25 times, and then I replace the n with 8. 0.25, I replace the n with 16. 0.25, replace your n with 24, and then 0.25 times 28. 0.25 times 8. Now you're taking 8 times a number that's less than 1, so you're going to get a smaller answer than 8. It's $2. Labels I don't care about on this. Okay. 0.25 times 16 is 4. 0.25 times 24 is 6, and 0.25 times 28 is 7. Okay, that's complete. All right, and your assignment, the problems are on the back. Okay, remember to split them into boxes, 1 through 8 on this page, and back, and all that.